Welcome back, guys. You're watching All the B&O Idea. Now, I don't know if you saw my video yesterday, unboxing of the Perfect Draft Pro. That was just a first look at, if you like. Didn't have time really. Well, I did have time, but I couldn't be asked. That was just a first look at it. So I think I might have said in the video that today I would be showing you how to load a keg, pouring a drink and all that lot. I may go over some other stuff afterwards. But for starters, we'll get on with how to basically load the keg, do all the tube and everything, and put the tap onto the keg. It's pretty much identical to what it used to be. So here we have the tap. Like I say, extremely well built. It is something that I do like about this new Perfect Draft. It does seem very well built. Seems a lot more sturdier. There wasn't much wrong really with the original one, but this is I think another level up really on build quality. So there we go. We have all that there. So I've got a keg of Jupiler here, not a full keg. I will say that. I was drinking that the other night, so it has had a go at, I should say. So there we go. This tube goes down there, and that will slide in and go into there. So let's pass that through. It is quite simple. Anyone that owns the original one, sometimes it is easier to take this tap off, if you like, the little nozzle. So that's the same as the last one. So that's pushed all the way in. Put the nozzle back on. And what I tend to do is I tend to push that down afterwards once I've got this whole thing connected to the keg, just because if it doesn't quite go on right, you get a little bit of a and I don't want to do that. So I want to make sure this goes on right. So as usual with the Perfect Draft kegs, you have that bit at the top. You have that there. So it's all very much similar. So these little wings, I have noticed, if you like, I'm not going to say you can or you definitely should, but I think you can use them to actually push the tap on. So we'll have a go. So the tap's on, still had a bit of a but it went on quite simple really. And then push your little line in at the top. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and open up the keg machine and show you exactly where we're going. So I might end up picking up the whole thing and showing you what it is. So we open up the Perfect Draft from the side. So follow me. Like I said, I'll show you this bit again. There's a little clip on the side here that just opens up. So if I can show you inside, there's a fan at the back, and I think this pretty much works. I can't believe it's done that. There we go. Let's see if that changes. That's better. Got a bit dark. There is a fan at the back, and I think this pretty much works more like a refrigeration system rather than the metal plate, because this is plastic inside, I believe. I could be wrong. It could be metal, but the keg doesn't actually sit on there. So I don't know if you've seen when I put the tap on them ears that you can push the tap onto the keg to connect it. They actually sit in here. So if you can see that, there's two little recesses there. And you slide the keg in, and the keg doesn't actually sit on the base. So if I can just move you back. I know it's not very easy. I know it's a little bit awkward. But I'll try and show you as best I can. Door doesn't open anymore, so you're a bit knackered on what you can see. Let me try and turn that round. Useless, isn't I? Anyway. So yeah, get these ears. Put them in the slot. And literally just slide the keg in. And it is as simple as that. And there is actually a gap. If I show you now. There is actually a gap of a couple of inches there. And get my hand in between. So it doesn't actually sit on there. So I think it's literally works more off a fridge system kind of thing. So all you do then, shut her up. And that is it. It's as simple as that. We'll show you a couple of little things on the front. So, I know, well, it's going to be hard to show you. As you can see, 5 on there. So that's what I've got the beer set at, just to try it as something different. Up and down for setting the temperature, though you can do that on the app, on your phone. That's showing that it's connected to the Wi-Fi. So obviously when you're using the app, it connects to your phone and everything. So that's going to be it for now, just for a second. Well, I'll say for a second. I'm going to let the keg settle, and then I'm going to come back, do a pour, and just tell you my thoughts on the beer really. I'll maybe go through, like I say, a couple of other bits with you. But for now, because I've got to go to the doctor's, that's it. So back in a tick. Right, we're back from the doctor's now. Everything's sort of hunky-dory. So what you want to see is me do a pour from the Perfect Draft Pro, I should say. Supposedly it's supposed to be a better pour, so it will be interesting. I've got Jupiler in there, and I've only got 250ml Jupiler glasses, so I mean this will test how good the pour will be. Of course you're going to get a head on a beer, so anyone out there that said, oh, do you want a flake in that, this, that and the other, you're going to get head on a beer. It's bound to happen, but let's see if we end up with half a glass ahead or you know, a full glass ahead. Let's see how well it pours. So let's shoot over there and do that. So let's see how it goes. So we're back with the pour now. As you can see, I haven't tinkered with that. That is exactly what poured. Now, 250ml glass, like I said, that is about 10ml off perfection. The line is just above, if I can tilt it. Can I tilt it? Probably. You can see where the line, that's where the line is, and that's where we are. We're 10ml, 5ml out. So really, yeah, that has poured really well, considering I know the keg was in there, but I took it out. It's been sort of tipped and moved and that while I showed you the putting the tap on. So it poured really well, yeah. So only time will tell really if it pours better, but I don't see any problem with that. It's certainly no worse. That's poured lovely. So like I say, this is Jupiler. This is in at 5 degrees. In the book it does tell you lots of it tells you things like lager between 3 and 5, wheat beers I think between 4 and 6 I think it was, or IPAs or something, but it gives you a chart of what to have. And the app actually, I can't show you the app because I'm on my phone now, but what it has is settings, and then it has the machine, and you can go onto that and it will actually tell you how much beer is left in that keg. You can adjust the temperature with that, and it also tells you how many days, which is great generally. Obviously, I've had this keg in my other Perfect Draft, so it doesn't transfer that. Obviously, you're going to need the app to know how many days are left on your keg, because it doesn't show that on the counter. But I suppose they're looking at everything is app these days. Everyone will go for that. So I suppose it's not a big issue, but it might be something that people don't want to have on their phone. There's an app for it. So I'll talk a bit more about that, but let's have a try of this, see what it's like. Oh, very nice indeed. Still chilled, even at 5, it's still chilled. It's not warm or anything, it's still nice and cold. And I don't know, maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. I mean, it's going to be an easy thing to say because you can be telling yourself that there's a better taste to it. But I think there is a slightly different taste to it. And I do think it actually tastes a little bit better. There's a bit more flavour to the beer. The beer hasn't changed, of course. The beer is still Jupiler. But I think having it that little bit higher, it does feel like it has changed a little bit in taste. Like I say, packs a bit more punch, I think, in taste. So yeah, I mean, I can only, just at the moment, I can judge it on this one. And it does appear that hopefully the beers are going to taste better or have more flavour to them. So that's a good thing. Is there anything else I can tell you? Off the top of my head, I honestly can't think. So I'm going to end this one here. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Hopefully it gives you a little bit of an insight into this. Says it's a better pour. I'm happy with that pour. I quite like the idea of the app. Again, I know people think it's ugly. I like the look of it. It doesn't bother me. It's nice and easy to load up. And again, the only downside, the biggest downside, obviously I've said the date counter on the front. It's not a huge issue. It's really not a huge issue. I think the biggest issue really is the size of the machine, which I did roughly measure today. And if I'm correct, it was 18 inches from the back of the machine to the front of the tap. If you pull the tray out and measure from the back to the front of the tray, you're talking 21 inches. It was 18 inches high, if I remember, and now I've got a visitor coming to see me, the cat, and it's 11 inches wide, I think it was, 11.5 inches wide, so it is a big old machine. So if you've got the existing Perfect Draft, maybe measure that, and that'll give you some idea how much bigger it is. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say now. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it's given you some pointers, some tips, just some info. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again on a beer review very soon. See you soon.